The alien threw me the keys to his galactic cruiser. I recovered his ship and his planet globe showing Europe, Africa. He salvaged old ships and explored abandoned stations, far from the crowded colonies. It was not a glamorous life, but it was his, and he liked the freedom. He never thought he would get involved in something larger than himself. Until the day Varrock appeared. Alex was scanning a derelict asteroid station when the sky lit up with streaks of energy. Distant explosions rocked the small moon, sending tremors through the metal floor. He ducked instinctively as a piece of debris flew past. Alien ships, fast and strange, were fighting above the station. Alex had seen alien patrols before, but nothing like this. Their ships were huge, almost alive, with surfaces that shifted colors, and their weapons tore through metal like paper. From the corner of his eye, he saw something fall from the sky. At first, it looked like a meteor, but it moved too slowly. Alex ran outside just in time to see a figure crash into the dust. It was an alien, badly burned and bleeding. The creature had blue-gray skin and long limbs, its face narrow and angular, and its eyes a bright amber that seemed almost human. It was alive, but barely. Alex froze for a moment, unsure what to do. He had never touched an alien in such a condition before, let alone one that looked like it had just survived a massacre. "Help me," the alien whispered. Its voice was weak but clear. Alex approached slowly. I don't know if I can," Alex admitted, his hands shaking. He was not a fighter. He was a mechanic, a scavenger. He looked at the alien, noting the torn uniform and the strange insignia on its shoulder. It was a commander, he realized. Someone important. "They will take everything," the alien said, coughing. It struggled to reach into a pocket of its suit. "The keys you must," its voice trailed off. Alex leaned closer, unsure what the alien meant. With a sudden effort, the alien threw something toward Alex. It glinted in the dim light of the burning sky. Alex caught it instinctively. It was a small crystal glowing faintly with a strange energy. He did not know what it was, but somehow he felt it hum in his hands. The alien's eyes met his. "Please save the cruiser," Alex's heart raced. "Cruiser? Save it from whom?" He looked at the alien, who now lay almost completely still. Alex realized the creature was dying. He wanted to ask questions, but there was no time. Alien ships were still falling from the sky, and if he stayed, he would be next. He carefully lifted the alien, dragging it toward the edge of the station. Debris continued to fall, and fire streaked the sky, but Alex did not look back. He found a small, abandoned shuttle nearby and pushed the alien inside. He strapped it down as best as he could, hoping it would survive the ride. "Hang on," Alex whispered, even though he knew it was unlikely. He started the shuttle's engines. It coughed and sparked, old systems protesting after years of neglect. He punched the ignition and the shuttle rose slowly, leaving the burning asteroid behind. He did not know where to go. He barely knew what was happening. But one thing was clear. The crystal in his hand was important. The alien's voice was barely a whisper now. "Keys only, you can." Alex tried to listen, but it was fading fast. "Protect planet," the words echoed strangely in his mind. He did not understand. Planet? Which planet, and why him? He was just a scavenger. He had no experience with interstellar politics, no knowledge of alien fleets, no army, no weapons. Alex flew in silence for what felt like hours. The crystal hummed faintly in his pocket, almost alive, as if guiding him. He had no map, no destination, only the hope that he had done the right thing. Finally, he saw a blue light ahead. It was not like a planet's glow. It was larger, pulsing, and alive. He felt a strange pull toward it. The crystal vibrated more strongly, and he knew instinctively that it was the cruiser. He had heard stories about alien ships, but he had never imagined one like this. It hovered above the surface of a hidden planet, massive, sleek, and shimmering. It was beautiful, terrifying, and clearly powerful. Alex's stomach tightened. How could he, a human, take control of a ship like this? He hesitated. Maybe he should leave, maybe he should find help. But he looked at the dying alien beside him, remembering the pleading in its eyes. It had trusted him. No, he could not turn away. He had the keys. If he failed, everything would be lost. He had to try. Alex landed the shuttle carefully and stepped onto the cruiser's surface. The ship reacted instantly. Panels lit up as if welcoming him. The doors opened without resistance. It was as if the ship recognized him. Alex was stunned. He had expected locks, alarms, security systems that would kill him on sight. Instead, the ship's interior was quiet, smooth, and inviting. He walked through corridors that glowed softly, touching panels that seemed alive. The crystal in his hand pulsed with energy, connecting with the ship's systems. Alex realized the alien had not just given him a key to open doors. It had given him a key to bond with the entire vessel. The thought was overwhelming. He had no idea how to control it, but it seemed the ship was willing to guide him. He reached the command center, a room filled with controls he had never seen before. Holographic displays floated in the air, showing the galaxy in a language he could not read. Instinctively, he touched the crystal to a console, and the screens changed. Suddenly, they were readable to him. Star charts appeared in a human-friendly interface. Warning signals turned into clear instructions. It was as if the cruiser had adapted to him. Alex realized something incredible. The alien had not just trusted him with the keys to a ship. It had trusted him to understand it, to use it, and to protect what it could not. The crystal was not just a key. It was a bond between him, the ship, and the planet below. He sank into a chair, overwhelmed by the weight of responsibility. He was just a human, small and fragile in a universe filled with enormous, dangerous beings. Yet here he was, holding the future of an alien planet in his hands. The thought was terrifying but strangely exhilarating. For the first time in his life, Alex felt important. Not for power, not for wealth, but for the chance to do something that mattered. Hours passed as he explored the ship, learning its systems bit by bit. He discovered that the ship could adapt to his instincts, responding to thoughts and emotions. It could repair itself, navigate through dangerous space, and even cloak against enemies. Alex realized that no human or alien had ever flown it alone. He was the first. He also discovered the ship was more than a machine. It had memory, personality, even a sense of purpose. It reacted differently depending on how Alex treated it. If he was cautious, it was cautious. If he was bold, it was bold. It seemed to trust him as he had trusted it. The bond between them grew stronger by the minute. As the alien commander's life faded, Alex promised him silently that he would not fail. He did not fully understand the stakes, but he knew he had to protect the cruiser and the planet at all costs. Outside, alien fleets still searched for the missing commander and his ship. Alex did not know how he would face them, but he knew one thing: he could not run. He had to stand. He had to fight, not with weapons, but with wits, courage, and the unexpected power of being human. The first step was simple: he had to fly the ship. But the second step was harder. He had to understand it. The crystal hummed in his hand, and Alex felt a strange warmth spread through him, as if the ship and the key were telling him, "You are ready." For the first time, Alex Carter felt the weight and wonder of being more than himself. He was alone in the galaxy, yes, but he was not helpless. He had the ship, the crystal, and a dying alien's trust. It was enough. Maybe it was more than enough. He took a deep breath, placed his hand on the controls, and whispered, "Let's see what we can do." And for the first time, the human who had never left his small world felt the vastness of the universe open before him. He did not know the challenges ahead, but one thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same. Alex Carter sat in the command chair, staring at the glowing controls of the galactic cruiser. The crystal key in his hand pulsed softly, as if urging him to move. He had never flown a ship like this before. The last time he had piloted anything larger than a small shuttle, it had been simple. This was different. The cruiser was alive. It seemed to know what he wanted even before he moved, and it whispered in a way only he could feel. He pressed a few buttons cautiously, watching the displays shift. The ship responded immediately, as if studying him, testing him. Screens lit up with star maps he could now read. Alien symbols transformed into words he could understand. The cruiser was teaching him. Alex realized that the alien commander had not just trusted him with the keys. He had chosen him because humans could connect with the ship in a way no one else could. Alex's first thought was to leave the planet and hide, but he knew that was impossible. The alien fleets would search for the missing commander and his cruiser. If they found it before he learned to control it, they would destroy everything. He had to learn fast. He took a deep breath and focused. "Okay," he whispered to himself, "first step. Figure out how to move." He gripped the controls. At first nothing happened. Then slowly the cruiser lifted off the surface. The city below, small towers and domes, some broken, some intact, shrunk as the ship rose. Alex felt a strange connection to the planet beneath him. It was not just a base or a world. It was alive. The air seemed to hum with energy, and he sensed that the planet itself was watching. He adjusted the controls again. The cruiser responded with grace, gliding through the sky as if it were an extension of his body. Alex smiled for the first time in hours. He could do this. Maybe. Hours passed as he experimented with every function. The ship was incredible. It could change shape, extend wings, and even cloak itself from sensors. It could scan other ships, read signals, and predict movements. Alex realized he was not just piloting a ship, he was working with a living partner. The crystal in his hand pulsed stronger every time he made a correct move and dimmed whenever he hesitated. Suddenly, an alarm sounded. Red lights flashed across the console. Alex froze. A fleet of alien ships appeared on the scanner. They were massive, sleek, and deadly. Alex's heart raced. He had no weapons experience, no training, and yet here he was facing a fleet that could crush him instantly. He remembered the crystal. The alien commander's eyes, the whisper of trust, the bond with the cruiser. He clenched it tightly and focused. The ship responded. Shields rose automatically, a field of energy surrounding it. Weapons systems came online, but Alex did not touch them. The cruiser seemed to understand that he did not want to fight recklessly. Instead, it moved with precision, slipping through the fleet as if dancing. He had no idea where he was going, only that he had to escape. The alien ships tried to surround him, firing beams that tore through space. The cruiser reacted instantly, twisting, turning, moving faster than Alex thought possible. He was terrified but also exhilarated. He had never felt so alive. After what felt like hours, though it was probably only minutes, the fleet disappeared from the scanners. Alex let out a breath he had been holding. He realized two things. First, he had survived. Second, he was beginning to understand the ship. It was listening to him, learning from him, and teaching him in return. As he floated above the planet, he noticed something strange. The planet itself was reacting to the cruiser. Energy pulses rose from the surface, sending waves into the sky. Structures that had been inactive for decades began to glow faintly. Alex realized with awe that the ship and the planet were connected. The alien commander had not just trusted him with a vessel, he had entrusted him with a living world. He spent the next hours exploring every system of the cruiser. It was vast, filled with rooms he had not yet seen, each one more incredible than the last. Some rooms seemed alive, walls shifting and changing to fit his needs. Others contained knowledge, holograms that taught him the history of the cruiser and its connection to the planet. Alex learned that the planet had once been a thriving center of alien civilization, full of advanced technology and life. The cruiser had been built not only to protect the planet but to restore it when it was in danger. Alex also discovered the ship had personality. It reacted to his moods. When he was frustrated, displays flickered. When he was careful, it responded smoothly. It seemed to encourage him, nudging him towards solutions he might not have thought of. Alex felt a strange bond forming. He was not alone. He had the crystal, the ship, and soon, maybe, a purpose. He realized he could not do this alone. He needed help, but where would he find it? Human colonies were far, and most would not understand what he was dealing with. Then he remembered the scattered transmissions he had picked up from the planet's surface. There had been a human signal, faint but alive. Someone was still alive down there. Someone who might help him understand the planet. Alex set a course for the source. As he approached the planet, the crystal pulsed strongly, almost urgently. The ship moved with ease, gliding through the atmosphere. He saw the human signal, a small dome hidden in a forested area. Landing carefully, he stepped out and called softly. "Hello, is anyone there?" A figure emerged. It was a woman, her hair pulled back, wearing simple clothes that were worn and dusty. She looked at him with wide eyes. Who are you?" she asked. "Alex," he said, holding up the crystal. I think we have a lot to talk about." The woman hesitated, then approached. "I'm Emma," she said. You're here because of the cruiser, aren't you?" Alex nodded slowly. "Yes, and the planet, I think it's alive, and the ship, it seems to trust me, but I don't know why humans. Why me?" Emma smiled faintly. "Humans are strange," she said, "but sometimes strange is exactly what's needed. I've been here for years trying to survive. This planet, it has secrets, but maybe someone like you can awaken them." Alex felt hope for the first time. He had a partner, a guide, and someone who could help him understand what he was dealing with. Together, they returned to the cruiser. Emma's eyes widened as she saw it, the massive ship glowing in the sunlight. She ran her hands over a console and gasped. "You really can control it," she said. "I'm learning," Alex admitted, "but we have to be careful. Alien fleets are still out there. They'll come back." Emma nodded. "We'll need to learn everything about the cruiser and the planet, fast." For the next several days, they worked together. Alex learned more about the cruiser's systems, and Emma helped him understand the planet's history. They discovered old defense systems, energy grids, and hidden cities. Each discovery brought new wonder, but also new danger. Some systems were unstable, and even small mistakes could trigger alarms that would alert the alien fleets. Alex realized that the crystal was more than a key. It was a guide, a teacher, and a link between him, the ship, and the planet. Without it, he could not control the vessel. With it, he felt almost unstoppable, yet he remained cautious. He knew he was just a human, and the galaxy was full of beings far stronger than him. One evening, as they watched the stars from the cruiser's observation deck, Emma spoke quietly. "Do you know why the alien commander trusted you?" she asked. Alex shook his head. "I have no idea. I'm just me." Emma smiled softly. "Sometimes the right person is not the strongest, or the smartest, or the most powerful. Sometimes it's the one who can see the world in a new way. Maybe he saw that in you." Alex looked at the stars, thinking about the alien's dying eyes, the crystal key, and the ship that had accepted him as its pilot. He felt a strange pride mixed with fear. He was responsible for a planet, a ship, and now a partnership with someone who might help him survive what was coming. As night fell over the hidden planet, Alex realized something important. He could not just escape or hide. He had to master the cruiser, understand the planet, and prepare for whatever would come. The alien fleets would not give up easily, and the planet's secrets would not reveal themselves to someone who hesitated. He had to be brave, quick, and clever. And for the first time, Alex Carter felt ready. He held the crystal key, feeling its warmth, and whispered, "Let's see how far we can go." The cruiser hummed in response, almost like a promise. The adventure was only beginning, and the galaxy had no idea what was coming. A human had taken control of a ship older than most civilizations, a ship connected to a living planet. What he would do next could change everything. And as Alex looked out at the stars, he realized that being human was no longer a weakness. It was his greatest strength. The ship, the planet, and the crystal were ready to follow him. He just had to lead. Alex Carter and Emma Wright stood at the edge of the cruiser's observation deck, looking down at the planet below. It was beautiful, yet strange. Forests stretched in thick green waves, but some areas glowed with light that pulsed like a heartbeat. Rivers shone silver under the sunlight, and mountains rose with shapes that seemed almost artificial. Alex had never seen a world like this. "It's alive," he whispered, more to himself than to Emma. Emma nodded. "I've been here for years. I felt it before, but never like this. The planet, it watches, it reacts. It knows when someone is here, and it knows what they do." Alex held the crystal key tightly. It hummed softly in his hand, responding to the pull of the planet beneath them. He realized it was not just a connection to the ship. It was a connection to the world itself. Somehow, he could feel the planet's energy, as if it were breathing under his fingertips. They decided to land in a cleared area near one of the glowing zones. The cruiser descended smoothly, touching the surface with barely a sound. Alex marveled at how the ship seemed to glide, almost as if it were floating on the air itself. He looked at Emma, who was already scanning the surroundings. She had spent years hiding here, and her instincts were sharp. She pointed to a series of structures in the distance. "Those are old cities," she said. "The planet used to be full of life, but most of it was destroyed long ago. The energy you see is part of the ancient systems. If we can reach them, we might awaken more of the planet's defenses and knowledge." Alex nodded, trying to hide his nerves. He had no idea what to expect. Alien fleets could arrive at any moment. The planet's energy might be dangerous. Yet, for the first time, he felt capable. He had the ship, the crystal, and Emma. Together, they could face whatever came. They moved toward the city, the ground soft under their boots. The glowing energy seemed to follow Alex, responding to his presence. He realized that the crystal was guiding him, connecting him to the ancient systems buried beneath the surface. It pulsed stronger with every step they took, almost like it was encouraging him. As they entered the first city, Alex saw ruins of buildings that stretched high, their surfaces etched with symbols he could not understand. Vines and roots had overtaken most structures, yet some areas glowed with light, as if waiting for someone to arrive. Alex reached out to touch one of the glowing walls. The crystal vibrated, and suddenly a holographic map appeared in front of him. Emma gasped. "You activated it," she said. "No human has ever done that before." Alex studied the map. It showed the entire planet with zones marked in strange symbols. Some areas were glowing red, others blue. He realized the red zones were damaged or dangerous, while the blue ones contained functioning energy systems. The planet itself was like a puzzle, waiting for someone to solve it. They moved deeper into the city, following the holographic map. Alex noticed strange machines along the streets, some broken, some still working. The machines seemed to recognize him, responding to his presence. Doors opened, lights turned on, and energy flowed along channels that had been dormant for centuries. "The planet trusts you," Emma said quietly. "I've been here for years, and it never reacted like this for me." Alex felt a mix of pride and fear. He was just a human. Why would a world this ancient and powerful respond to him? He remembered the alien commander, Varrock, and the trust he had placed in Alex. Maybe humans were special in ways he did not yet understand. As they explored, they found a central hub, a massive building that seemed intact despite the passage of time. The doors opened automatically as they approached. Inside, the room was filled with energy conduits, glowing panels, and floating holograms. Alex felt the crystal hum louder than ever. The ship had led them here. It was as if everything, the ship, the crystal, and the planet, was working together to guide him. Emma studied the holograms. "This is incredible," she said. "This hub controls much of the planet's energy systems. If we can reactivate it fully, we can restore parts of the planet, maybe even bring back some life." Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. He had come so far, yet he was only beginning. He carefully placed the crystal on a central console. Instantly, energy surged through the room. Lights flared, machines hummed, and the holograms became clearer. Alex could see networks connecting cities, forests, and rivers. The planet's systems were vast, intricate, and intelligent. As he worked, Alex realized the planet was teaching him. The crystal guided his hands, suggesting which controls to activate, which circuits to connect. Emma assisted, using her knowledge of the surface and the planet's history to interpret the responses. Together, they restored partial energy flow, lighting up the city around them. Vines retreated, structures repaired themselves, and water channels began to flow again. The planet was awakening. Suddenly, an alarm echoed through the city. Alex's heart raced. The alien fleets had detected the cruiser and were approaching. Emma grabbed his arm. "We need to finish here and leave before they arrive." Alex nodded, but he hesitated. The planet was responding to him now, showing him paths and systems that could protect it. He realized he had a choice: flee and survive, or stay and strengthen the planet. He gripped the crystal tighter and whispered, "We stay, we protect it." The energy from the hub surged, creating a protective shield around the city. Alien sensors would find it difficult to detect them now. The machines along the streets activated defensive measures, not weapons but barriers, cloaking devices, and warnings. The planet itself seemed to rise in defense, responding to Alex's determination. Hours passed as they worked tirelessly. Alex and Emma activated energy grids, repaired old channels, and restored communication systems. The planet's life support systems, long dormant, began to function again. Forests expanded, rivers flowed, and small creatures emerged from hiding. The planet was healing. Alex marveled at the change. He had never imagined that humans could play such a role. Yet here he was, a scavenger turned guardian, restoring a world abandoned for centuries. The crystal key pulsed warmly, almost approvingly. It was as if the planet and the ship were rewarding his courage and determination. As night fell, Alex and Emma stood on a platform overlooking the city. Lights glowed softly, energy flowed visibly through conduits, and the air felt alive. Alex realized something remarkable. The planet was no longer just a world. It was a partner, a living being that responded to him. And he was not alone. Emma, the crystal, and the cruiser were all part of this connection. Together, they were stronger than any alien fleet. "We did it," Emma said quietly, smiling. "We restored part of it." Alex nodded, but his mind was already thinking ahead. The alien fleets were still out there, and they would not give up. The planet's energy might protect them, but they needed more. They had to understand the deeper systems, unlock the secrets hidden beneath the surface, and prepare for what was coming. He placed the crystal back in his hand, feeling its warmth. It pulsed in response, guiding him. Alex realized that he was not just controlling the ship anymore. He was connected to the planet itself. Every choice he made affected the world, every action shaped its response. He had become its guardian, its partner, and perhaps, in a strange way, its friend. Emma looked at him. "What do we do now?" she asked. Alex took a deep breath. "We explore, we learn, we prepare. This planet has secrets we don't fully understand yet, and if we want to protect it, we need to uncover them all." They spent the night mapping the city and activating more systems. Slowly, the planet responded, revealing hidden pathways, energy caches, and old communication networks. Alex realized that this was only the beginning. The planet was vast and its mysteries ran deep. They had made a start, but much remained to be done. As the first light of dawn touched the city, Alex looked out at the horizon. The planet was alive, glowing softly under the rising sun. He felt hope for the first time in years. The cruiser was ready, the crystal pulsed steadily, and he had Emma at his side. Together they could face whatever came next. And somewhere in the stars, Alex knew alien fleets were moving closer. but he no longer felt fear. He had a bond with the planet, a ship beyond imagination, and the determination to protect it. He was ready for the challenges ahead. Alex Carter had come far from the quiet life of a scavenger. He was no longer just a human in space. He was a guardian, a protector, and a force that even the galaxy's greatest powers would have to reckon with. The adventure had only begun. Alex Carter stood on the observation platform of the cruiser, looking at the distant stars. Alien ships were approaching. Alex had seen the first scouts on the scanners. They were fast, sleek, and heavily armed. Normally, this would have terrified him, but now he felt a strange calm. The planet beneath him was alive, the cruiser responded to him, and Emma was at his side. They were ready. Emma pointed at the approaching ships. "They're scanning for us," she said. "We need to be careful." "If they detect the city, they'll attack," Alex nodded. He took the crystal key in his hand. It pulsed warmly, almost like it understood what he was thinking. He concentrated, feeling the energy of the planet flow through the ship. The cruiser responded immediately. Shields rose automatically, bending light around them. The city below vanished from alien sensors. The planet itself seemed to ripple, sending energy pulses into space that masked their presence. "They won't find us yet," Alex said, "but they'll keep coming." Emma studied the readings. "What can we do if they attack?" Alex thought for a moment. The cruiser had weapons, yes, but he did not want to use them recklessly. The planet had defenses too, but firing at the aliens could provoke them further. He realized that they needed to be clever. Strength alone would not win this. Humans had something aliens did not always expect: creativity. He remembered the crystal. It had guided him so far. Maybe it could help now. He placed it on the console and let it hum. Instantly, the ship and the planet began to work together. Energy fields rose from the surface, forming patterns in space that confused sensors. Alien ships scanned repeatedly, but the readings were false, like a mirage. Alex smiled. The first line of defense was complete. "They can't see us properly," he said. "We can control how they perceive us." Emma's eyes widened. "It's incredible. The planet and the ship, they're working together for us." Alex nodded. "They trusted me. Now it's our turn to protect them." Hours passed as they watched the fleets move closer. Alex experimented with the cruiser, learning how to move silently, how to make the planet's energy respond to his commands. Alien sensors picked up strange signals, ghost readings, echoes of ships that did not exist. The fleets hesitated, confused by what they saw. Alex realized that humans did not need to fight with weapons alone. The planet and the cruiser could fight for them in smarter ways. Finally, one of the alien fleets tried to approach the city directly. Alex acted. He directed the ship and the planet's energy to form barriers, cloaks, and decoys. Energy walls rose from the ground, invisible to the human eye but deadly to sensors. Alien beams passed through harmlessly or bounced back in false patterns. The city remained untouched. Alex felt a surge of pride. Humans had always been underestimated. Now, even the most advanced aliens could not predict what a single human could do with the right tools. Emma watched in awe. "You're doing it. You're saving the planet without firing a single shot." Alex smiled faintly. "It's not just me. The ship and the planet are helping. We just need to guide them." The alien fleet tried another approach, this time sending smaller ships to scout. Alex used the cruiser's adaptive systems to project illusions. Dozens of phantom cities appeared around the real one, confusing the aliens further. Their scouts reported back false locations, and the main fleet hesitated, unsure where to strike. Alex realized that the planet's energy could extend far beyond the surface, creating false signals and hiding reality from enemies. Hours turned into a long night of careful strategy. Alex and Emma coordinated every move, learning the planet's responses and how the cruiser could enhance them. The aliens were strong, but they were predictable. Humans, Alex realized, were not always predictable. The more he learned to work with the cruiser and the planet, the more they could outthink the invaders. During a quiet moment, Alex looked at the planet below. Forests glowed softly, rivers shimmered, and energy channels pulsed like veins. It was alive, yes, but it was also growing stronger. Every action they took seemed to teach it, to awaken more of its ancient systems. He realized that protecting the planet was not just about defense, it was about helping it evolve, become whole again. "Look at it," Alex said to Emma. "It's responding. It's alive in a way no alien weapon can touch." Emma nodded. "Humans can do amazing things when we work with the world, not against it." The next wave of alien ships tried a direct attack. This time, Alex allowed them to get closer. Energy pulses from the planet created holographic doubles of the cruiser, confusing targeting systems. Alien weapons fired blindly, missing every target. The planet's surface emitted electromagnetic pulses that interfered with the aliens' navigation. They tried to retreat, but the planet's energy blocked their path. Alex realized he could trap them without hurting anyone. He grinned. "They think they're in control, but we're controlling everything." Emma laughed softly. "Who knew humans could be this smart?" Alex nodded. It was true. Humans were underestimated because others only looked at strength, not creativity, not adaptability. He had no superpowers, no fleets, no massive armies, but he had a mind, courage, and the willingness to work with what he had. And with the cruiser and the planet, it was enough. The alien fleets, frustrated and confused, finally began to withdraw. They had never seen anything like it. A single human, working with a ship and a living planet, had outsmarted them without a single casualty. Alex felt a surge of triumph. Humans were underestimated for a reason. They could do the unexpected. Emma put a hand on his shoulder. "You've done it. The city is safe. The planet is protected." Alex smiled. "For now, but this is just the beginning. They'll come back. We need to prepare." He spent the next days activating more of the planet's systems. He opened energy channels, repaired ancient structures, and restored communication networks. The planet's defenses grew stronger, its energy more stable, and its intelligence more responsive. Alex realized that the planet was learning from him, adapting like the cruiser had. Together, they formed a network of human, ship, and world that could not be easily defeated. As night fell, Alex stood at the observation deck once more. The alien fleets had retreated for now, but he knew they would return. He looked at Emma. "We need to keep learning. Understand the planet, the ship, and ourselves. The next time they come, we need to be ready." Emma nodded. "We can do it, together." Alex held the crystal key, feeling its warmth and energy. It pulsed in time with the planet below, as if confirming his words. Humans were not the strongest beings in the galaxy, but they were clever, adaptable, and brave. With the right tools and the right determination, they could overcome anything. And for the first time, Alex felt something he had never felt before: confidence. Not arrogance, not carelessness, but the quiet certainty that he could protect the planet, the ship, and all the life that depended on them. The cruiser hummed beneath him, alive and ready. The planet pulsed below, watching and learning. And somewhere in the stars, alien fleets were plotting, unaware that the true power of humans was not in weapons, but in courage, creativity, and the unexpected strength of one determined individual. Alex whispered to himself, "Let them come. We're ready." The cruiser rose gently into orbit, scanning the horizon. Energy pulses from the planet formed a protective dome, shimmering invisibly across the surface. Alex guided it with precision, watching the responses carefully. Every move he made strengthened the bond between human, ship, and planet. It was no longer just a defense, it was a partnership. Emma studied the scanners. "They won't be able to touch us. Not now," Alex nodded. "And the more we restore the planet, the harder it will be for them next time. They'll learn that humans are not just fighters, they can be guardians too." They spent hours refining their defenses. Holographic decoys, energy shields, false readings, and adaptive patterns all worked together. The alien fleets would return, yes, but next time, they would face not just a human and a ship, but a living planet guided by a human mind. As the first light of dawn reached the horizon, Alex stood on the observation deck, looking at the city below. The lights flickered softly, energy flowing through conduits, life stirring in the forests and rivers. The planet was waking, stronger and smarter than it had been in centuries. Alex felt a quiet pride. He had come far from the small, quiet life of a scavenger. Now he was a guardian, a protector, and a strategist. He had learned to work with the cruiser and the planet, turning fear into strength. And he knew that humanity, when trusted and given a chance, could rise above even the most powerful alien fleets. He looked at Emma. "We did more than survive," he said. "We showed them what humans can do," Emma smiled. "And we've only just begun." Alex turned to the stars, feeling the hum of the cruiser beneath his hands, the pulse of the planet below, and the warmth of the crystal key in his pocket. Together, they were ready. The galaxy had underestimated humans for too long. Now, one human had changed the rules entirely. And the adventure was far from over. Alex Carter stood on the cruiser's observation deck, looking at the planet below. After days of restoring energy grids, activating ancient systems, and coordinating defenses, the planet was alive like never before. Forests glowed softly, rivers shimmered, and structures repaired themselves. The alien fleets had retreated, but Alex knew they would return. He was ready. Emma stood beside him, scanning the skies. "They've sent scouts again," she said, "but they won't last long." Alex nodded. "We don't need to fight them the way they expect. The planet and the ship can handle it." He held the crystal key tightly. It pulsed warmly, responding to his focus. Alex had learned to connect not only with the ship, but with the planet itself. He could feel the energy flowing, see the paths it created, and guide it like a conductor leading an orchestra. Every motion of his hand, every thought, influenced the living world beneath them. "Let's wake the rest of the systems," he said. Together, Alex and Emma moved through the cruiser's controls, activating deeper networks. Energy beams connected cities, forests, and rivers. Old communication towers hummed to life. Holographic maps projected across the city, showing active defensive zones and safe areas. The planet responded instantly, its pulse quickening as if celebrating its new strength. "They won't know what hit them," Emma said. "They think they're attacking, but we're in control of everything." Alex smiled faintly. "That's right. And they'll learn a lesson humans always know. Strength isn't just about weapons. It's about thinking, adapting, and protecting what matters." The alien fleets arrived at the edge of the planet's orbit. This time, they were cautious, sending scouts to probe defenses. But the planet and the cruiser worked together perfectly. Holographic decoys confused sensors. Energy pulses blocked communications. Alien targeting systems read false cities and phantom ships. Their formations broke apart in confusion. Alex guided the planet's energy carefully. Instead of attacking, he used it to trap the alien ships in harmless energy loops. They could not move properly, and their sensors could not see the real city. Alex realized that the invaders could not even land. Their fleet was powerful, but they were lost in a maze created by a single human and a living planet. Emma watched in awe. "This is incredible." "You're controlling an entire planet like it's part of you," Alex nodded. "Humans have always been underestimated. They think we're weak. But look at this. Cleverness, courage, and teamwork can defeat even the strongest fleets." The aliens tried to break through the energy loops, firing beams and missiles. Alex allowed some of the attacks to pass through harmlessly. The cruiser adapted instantly, moving the planet's energy in response. Alien ships collided with invisible barriers, engines overloaded, and weapons misfired. The fleets had never faced an opponent like this, one that used intelligence instead of brute force. Hours passed, and the alien fleets began to withdraw, their leaders realizing they were outmatched. A single human had turned a living world into a strategic fortress without destroying a single ship. Alex felt pride, not arrogance. It was a quiet victory earned by patience, creativity, and trust. "We've done it," Emma said softly. "The planet is safe, at least for now." Alex looked at the glowing world below. It was more than safe. It was alive, aware, and growing stronger. The cruiser's systems had bonded with it completely, forming a network that no invader could break. He realized something important. Humans could not only survive in the galaxy, they could shape it, protect it, and lead it in ways others could not imagine. "Let's make it permanent," he said. "This planet won't just survive, it will thrive, and we'll keep it that way." Over the next days, Alex and Emma strengthened the planet further. They restored old cities, revived natural habitats, and activated energy conduits that had lain dormant for centuries. The planet pulsed with life, a beacon of strength and intelligence. It was no longer just a world, it was a partner. Together, they had achieved what entire civilizations had failed to do: awaken a living planet without destroying it. The alien fleets had retreated, but Alex knew they would not forget this lesson. Humans were underestimated, yes, but that mistake would cost others dearly. He held the crystal key, feeling its warmth. It reminded him of Varrock, the alien commander who had trusted him, and the responsibility that came with it. He had not just defended a world, he had honored that trust. Emma smiled at him. "What happens now?" Alex thought for a moment. "We protect it, we help it grow, and we show the galaxy that humans are more than they think. We won't conquer, it's not about that. It's about stewardship, courage, and intelligence." He turned to the cruiser. The ship hummed, alive and responsive. It had accepted him not just as a pilot, but as a partner. Together with the planet, they formed a network that no enemy could easily break. Alex felt a quiet pride. Humans had finally proven that power was not only about weapons, it was about vision and responsibility. In the weeks that followed, Alex sent messages to nearby human colonies, inviting scientists, engineers, and explorers to study the planet safely. Emma helped coordinate the efforts, ensuring that the world would be restored without exploitation. The planet responded to human presence positively, its energy systems adapting to new minds and intentions. It was a partnership, not ownership. As time passed, the legend of the human who had bonded with a living planet spread. Alien civilizations spoke of it with awe and caution. Humans were no longer seen as weak or insignificant. Alex had shown the galaxy that courage, intelligence, and care could achieve what brute force never could. One evening, Alex stood on the observation deck with Emma. The planet glowed beneath them, energy flowing through forests, rivers, and cities. The cruiser floated silently, its systems humming in harmony with the planet. Alex held the crystal key, feeling its warmth and pulse. It was a reminder that trust, courage, and wisdom were stronger than fear, weapons, or numbers. "We did it," Emma said quietly. Alex nodded. "Yes, we did, and this is only the beginning. Humanity can protect, create, and lead in ways no one expects. That's our power." He looked up at the stars, thinking of Varrock, the alien commander who had thrown him the keys. Alex smiled softly. He had honored that trust. He had not only saved a world and a ship, but had awakened something greater, the potential of humans to rise beyond expectation. The galaxy had underestimated humans for too long. Now, one human had changed everything. And together with the living planet and the cruiser, Alex Carter would ensure that humans would never be underestimated again. As the stars twinkled above, Alex whispered, "We're ready for whatever comes next." The cruiser hummed in response, the planet pulsed beneath them, and for the first time the universe seemed to pause, watching a human who had done the impossible. Alex knew the adventure was not over, but he also knew one thing. With courage, wisdom, and trust, humans could achieve greatness beyond imagination. And so, a quiet scavenger from a small corner of space had become the guardian of a world, the master of a legendary ship, and the symbol of humanity's true strength. The galaxy would never forget it.